I've had a number of people ask me, specifically on this deep dive set of videos on Shop Talk with Barb, how to do the grind on what they call the swedge or the top grind or the false edge. It's got a number of different names. And here's one way of doing it. I can do it on this same device by simply changing the angle, or I can use this one that I made a long time ago and continues to work very nicely. Once again, a pony clamp, and that's screwed to a brass base. Once again, brass, because I really like the heft and the weight. And this just holds the blade in a groove that I machined in there. Get a little angle right up here to hold the blade and push it against there. And the blade is held at about a 20-degree angle. 15 to 20 degrees appears to be a really good angle for the swedge or the false grind up at the top of the blade. So this is another little device. Once again, it's a fixture for grinding the swedge or the false edge.
And how would you grind with that, Bob? What would be the motion that
Show
you
us
do?
the motion.
I would just basically hold on to this. I would, once again, holding on to the clamp and hold on to the back of the blade and just grind like that, following the top edge of the knife blade against the belt. And we'll be demonstrating this again in another deep dive with a lot more detail and different kinds of grits and speeds, and we'll do it on the plate and grinder. We'll do it on the 8-inch contact wheel, all of them on Burr Kings, and that'll be a subsequent. I'm not sure exactly when. Oh, I do know exactly when. Sorry, it's going to be our next episode, which will be grinding, blade grinding. Just folder blades. We're not going to get into fixed blades at all. Yet, yes, thank you. Okay. Number of people have asked about inserts. What is an insert? An insert basically is a steel section that's laid into the titanium spring, which actually forms the contact of the lock, so that the steel contacts the steel knife. And I'm going to show this in different angles. There are a number of ways of putting inserts into titanium handles. This one slides in and out. I decided a long time ago that I just don't like screws, especially when they're that small, to hold something as tiny as that. So what I did is decided to use a dovetail on the insert. I don't know if you can see that. That might be a little bit hard to see. Right
We're
there.
in very close. We can see.
That's a dovetailed insert. Now that's steel. That's hardened steel. And I've shown this to a number of people, and they always ask me, what is that little hole in the back there? Well, that little hole in the back is when the insert is locked in. Right now, I just have it sliding back and forth, but I lock it in by hammering just a little bit on the edges of the dovetail so I can tap it in with a hammer. And if they didn't have that little hole there, I wouldn't be able to get it out. So I made a little tool. Is that visible at all?
Yep.
Okay. Made a little tool that fits right into that hole, and I can tap it with a hammer and slide that dovetail insert right out.
And can you tell us a little bit about the jig that's holding it, the parts of that jig?
Well, once again, this is my Corda. And I need to have the spring raised, so I have a tube of brass underneath. Hold it down with a clamp. Holds in like that. Now this is actually a jig. Everything I've shown up to now is a fixture. What is the difference? A fixture holds the work while it's being processed, while you're working on it, while you're actually doing something. That's a fixture. A jig holds the work when the parts are being assembled. So this is actually a jig. This is actually a fixture. That's the difference.